Hello, Don. You've brought a wealth of information, knowledge, and experience to our department, and you've graciously shared that with everybody, including me. I want you to know that I'll take what you taught me and I'll use it in my own teaching so that that thing carries on. We're so appreciative, Don, and we thank you for everything you've done for us, and we wish you all the well in the future. I'd like for you to know that I will take what you've taught me and I will share that in the future as well, so that those lessons live on. Again, thank you so much, my friend, and all the best to you in the future.
We had so much good memories together, and it's hard for me to pick out one thing or two things even to, to say in the camera and say, like, what do you remember, one story about Don? So think about all the lunches we shared together, even recently in the past week, and the stories that you shared with me over the years, like, the family reunion you had in Las Vegas, and all the articles you pass along to me, basically in my mailbox on a weekly basis. Honestly speaking, I learned more from reading those articles than I actually had before, on my own to read anything about China. So it's really precious and it's really valuable for us. I can't imagine the department without you. I don't even know, when I'm going to expect, familiar face like you, popping into my, door and say hi. So I truly wish that you will come back and visit the department on a regular basis, so I know like you're coming. And of course, I know you live not far away from us, so I would love to get your grandkids together with my kids, so have a play date or something. So anyway, but we, both of us, Xiaochuan and me, wish you a happy retired life, and congratulations on your retirement. Actually, I know you can take life easier.
Hi, Don. It's amazing to me that just 7 years ago, I was a graduate student in your class on teaching the college communication course. And here I am today doing exactly that as a full-time faculty member here at George Mason University. I can't remember the number of things that we talked about in your class, from the practical stuff like what students will call you or how to plan your lessons, to the more deeper pedagogical nature of why it is what we do and how we think. And I can't think of the number of people that you have personally influenced over the years. How many more like me that are teaching today with lessons that they learned from Don Boileau. You are a treasure to not just the George Mason community, but to the academic community at large. And we wish you the very best as you go through retirement. And just know that no matter where you are or what you're doing, somebody is in a classroom teaching because of what you taught them. Thank you.
Don, it has been a privilege knowing you these past years that I've been at George Mason. You have been a mentor, you've been an example, and you've been a friend. As a mentor, I didn't realize I would find a mentor at George Mason at 50 years old, but there you were. Anytime I had a question about how things should operate inside the classroom, outside the classroom, special circumstances, you always were willing to listen And if I wanted advice, you offered it. You've been an example to me. You are one of the few people I know who doesn't gossip about others. You don't complain about very much in life. And you keep confidences. That's why so many people consider you a confidant. And finally, you've been a great friend. Whether it's sitting in your office to talk about something that's bothering me, or if I wanted to go to see a basketball game and you had an extra ticket, we've had great conversations and great times together. That won't end. That goes on. So I don't say goodbye, I'll say au revoir.
Don, think back to spring 1998. I wrote you a letter. I was at Purdue University and I'd been given a sabbatical leave. I wanted to spend the sabbatical at George Mason University, where I was an undergraduate. I asked in my letter if you could possibly supply me with a desk so I could do my sabbatical project at George Mason. You wrote back very kindly and said, yes, you'd be happy to supply a desk. And I showed up and you welcomed me into your office. You gave me your office. You were the chair of the department at that time and you were going on sabbatical, so you gave me your office to support my sabbatical project. That story is just one example of the many I could tell to illustrate your kindness and supportiveness to me and to all faculty and to all students. Thank you, Don, for making Mason the kind and supportive place it is. In your honor, we intend to continue your legacy.
Dawn, hi. It was my immense privilege of being able to have you as a teacher during my first semester here at George Mason when you taught my section of COM 600. And I was impressed by your vast understanding of the field of communication, the great wisdom that you imparted to your students, and also the great compassion that you showed to all of us. And I know others have benefited tremendously from that experience. In thinking about this moment, I'm thinking about another work by Aristotle, the Nicomachean Ethics, in which he says that virtue and the good man seem to be the measure of all things. It's by these two things, he says, that we measure everything else that happens to us in life. If so, we, those who have been fortunate enough to be your students, have throughout our lives a role model and a guide by which to measure the rest of our teaching experiences and professional experiences, and for that we are grateful. Dawn, I wish you many blessings during your well-deserved retirement. Thank you for everything.
It was in 1994, Dawn, that you hired me to teach radio and media and other courses here at George Mason University. You had faith in a person who had about 20 years of, or 10 years of radio experience, and you thought I'd be a great person. Everybody's entitled to a mistake, so nobody's perfect, but thanks anyway for giving me a great career option and probably the best job I've ever had in my life. A great leader is one who inspires others to achieve greatness. I hope I can be half as good as you for my future endeavors. Thank you for being a great role model for me. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss your smile. We will miss your presence. Somebody will succeed you, but nobody can replace you. Don, good luck to you in retirement. Enjoy it. You deserve it. We'll see you again when we name a building after you here.
I'd like to focus on Don Boileau's Mona Lisa smile. Amen. Now, Don, he is the nicest person that you'll ever meet. He's not necessarily hard, and he's not all that direct, but he always has that lovely smile, and he always is very, very nice. The first time that I went in to talk with him about some injustice that I saw our department having, whether it be that the administration didn't give us enough money or we didn't have faculty or whatever it was. And as a junior faculty member, I walked in and said, I think we should do this and do this. And Don had this lovely smile on his face, but his eyes started to turn just a little bit hard. So I realized that that was really his nonverbal tell. When I became chair in 1999 after Don stepped down, I said to him, now what's the most important thing to think about when you're chair of this department? And he said, when you get out of your car in the morning in the parking lot, you put a smile on your face, and you keep that smile on your face no matter what anyone says or whatever anyone does, and you keep it on your face until you walk out to the parking lot and get in your car. And then you can make that smile go away. And that advice really served well, because whether students were yelling at me or yelling at faculty or whatever it happened to be, I just keep on Don Boileau's Mona Lisa smile until the end of the day.
Dr. B, or as I like to call you, Pawpaw. I just wanted to say that I've known you as a colleague. You've been my boss. You've been a good friend. You've been everything since I've been here. Since you hired me, I gotta say, probably your smartest move ever. But, you know, I'm sure there's a plenty more, but that's your best one yet. The other thing I think about when I think of you is all the cards that I always get at my house for every birthday, for every holiday, for everything. I think the only reason the post office is still in business is because of you. But anyways, I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've always done. Congratulations, and I really hope you enjoy your retirement. Love you.
First of all, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Don Boileau. He has been my mentor and my friend and my advisor for all the many years I've been here since 1999. Through the years, we've worked very closely together, and we've also attended a number of conferences, which has been a lot of fun and also very rewarding. And I can say with some certainty that Don Boileau probably knows every individual that's a member of NCA and ECA. Don has been working for some years on a book about listening to sermons. And so when we go to these conferences, oftentimes he goes to, we go to church together, and he takes notes on the sermon, which I think frightens a lot of pastors when that happens. If I were to identify the most important lesson that Don has ever taught me, it was to be sure and take care of the students, that they come first. Don will not be around as much in the future. However, I think we will agree his contributions, his wisdom, and his advice will be with our department for many, many years to come. And for that, Don, and much more, I thank you, and you will be missed.
Hi, Don. Congratulations on your retirement. When I think about Don Boileau in the last 12 years, two things come to mind. The first is going to my mailbox and finding the notes from you or the clip-outs from the Chronicle or from other newspapers where you were reading and you saw something that you thought I'd be interested in or that would really help me out in my classes or in any other way. And it would just, it showed that you were thinking about me and you were thinking about other people as well. And that's the kind of person you are. You're amazing. The other thing I think about is, you know, how life in the department can be very busy and you are rushing from place to place and you don't think like you have time. And every once in a while I'd find myself in your office a little afraid that a giant pile of papers was going to crush me if it fell. But sitting in your office and talking with you and just forgetting about everything else and engaging in that conversation and learning so much about how to be a professor from you. And so these are the things I think about. And so thanks for all you've done for me and for the department and for the university, and have a wonderful retirement.
Hey, Dr. B, I just wanted to say thank you for everything. I have known you probably for about 14 years, and during that time you have been an incredible friend and mentor. Without you, I would not be here at Mason, so that's probably my biggest thank you to you. And I look forward to keeping in touch with you via email and seeing you every once in a while. I love you.
He is a professor's professor. Students mean the world to him. Students mean everything to him. When I first got to Mason 11 years ago, he was the first person in the department to truly welcome me, to embrace me, to want to learn about my interests, but also to tell me what Mason was all about. I have seen him as a mentor, I have seen him as a guide, I have seen him as a beacon for what teaching truly is. We are all so much better for having learned from Don, and we are all so much better for what we will now take with us because of all the guidance he has given us. When I first sat down with Don a number of years ago about developing an institute for high school kids, he jokingly said, "Boy, I tried to get somebody to do that a long time ago." Each and every step of the way, I've been blessed to have him as a mentor. He also said to me, "Have you thought about having a high school tournament here? Be a great recruiting tool." The second largest high school tournament in the United States is now because of the vision that Don gave me. Again, it would be impossible for me to say thank you enough to this man, for any of us to be able to say thank you enough for everything he's given to this institution and to the field of communication, because we are all so very lucky for every single minute he has given, continues to give, and will give to our discipline.
Hi, Don. I still remember what Provost Starnes said to me the first time that I met him and he found out that I was taking your place as the basic course director. He said, "Wow, you have big shoes to fill." And that's the same thing that I've heard from everybody else when they find out that you're about to retire. Whether it's somebody in the university here at George Mason University, whether it's somebody in the discipline at ECA or NCA, your impact and your legacy is truly felt in all of those places. And there's great appreciation for all that you've done. And so as you leave and have a much, much deserved break after all of this time of work, I just wish you and Kathy the best, and we hope that we'll still see you around from time to time.
Don, one of my greatest memories is how we got started with our relationship as Basic Course Coordinator and Basic Course Director. One of the first events that we did was the Basic Course Academy. And when we loaded up on the first day, guess what happened? We dropped the coffee pot halfway across campus in front of the JC. Next thing you know, came the Mason alert that there's a suspicious package in front of the JC. And that was definitely us, and the rest has been history. We've always been suspicious characters, but we've had a lot of fun. And I appreciate all the leadership and mentorship you've given me, going back almost 15 years up until now as the Basic Course Coordinator. And if you had asked me as a student 15 years ago if I would be in this position I'm in today, I would have said, no way. But you made it possible, and I really appreciate that. I love you, and I'm going to miss you, and I look forward to hearing all about your wonderful adventures as a retiree.
Don, this is a very special moment for me. because you are the person why I decided to become a communication professor. You were one of those most influential people in my life who made me choose this path and become a teacher, which I never considered before. You're the person who first taught me how to teach communication and how to rely on myself when looking for those teachable moments. And now I'm aware of a lot of teachable moments you taught me and the life taught me. So I would like you to be around as long as you want around this campus. Help us and be always available when we need your guidance, your wisdom, and your knowledge. Thank you again, and I hope life will give you only positive teachable moments in the rest of your career and family life. Thank you so much. I'm proud to be your friend and your colleague.
Hi Don, this is Esther. I was thinking of what to say for the tribute for your retirement celebration, and the Buddhist saying came to mind that when you touch the sleeve of somebody in passing, then that's the beginning of a new relationship. And that really rung true for me, because I remember when just by chance, totally by chance, I sat next to you on my way to NCA and just started talking to you about George Mason and about the basic course and about intercultural communication, and found that we had so much in common. And this led to me applying for the adjunct position as well as the full-time position later on. So it really did ring true for me that Buddhist saying, in that we literally touch sleeves on the plane, and it was the beginning of new opportunities for me. So I'm really grateful that I got to know you.
I first met Donald Boileau in approximately 1987.
Wait. Donald Boileau? I thought it was Dan Boileau. No?
Boileau, maybe.
Boileau, okay, all right.
Okay.
But it was 87? I thought it was like 85. Wait a minute.
No, that was before.
Oh, that was before.
This is after.
Oh, this is after. Okay, all right. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Don Boileau was responsible for helping Jeanette and I come to the university, and for that we are eternally grateful. He's an amazing man, and a mentor, and someone who's been a model, and also that we've enjoyed really hundreds of hours in van rides to ECA and all over the country, and just it's almost impossible to express how much gratitude that we have for you, Don. I do want to say something about your office.
Wait. Because I want to say something too.
Oh, yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah. So
okay. She's the provost. Go for it.
Little did we know that when we came here in '88, that we would be here 25 years later, and it's all because of you, Don. Because you were the one that not only persuaded Starr to come and work with Debate, but found me a job at UVA. So can't get much better than that. So all right, go ahead.
Back to the office. If you're thinking, apocalyptic visual images, you may be thinking of Zombie World, but really what you're thinking of is Don Boileau's office. I have a trick that I used to use if I wanted something that was really important to me to be considered by Don. When he was chair, I would print off my little item on colored paper. And then about a week later, I would go into his office and I would look for that color, and I would carefully ease it out from under one of the many columns of paper, and I would put it on top of the stack. And that was my trick for getting Don Boileau to pay attention to the things that I thought were important.
You were very sneaky. I also like that if you go in his office, he builds these towers of books and papers to see just how high they can get, and how can he still see over the books to actually look at you. Pretty phenomenal in terms of his constructive abilities.
I agree. One of the most fascinating things about Don is that as a mentor, he's not just sort of teaching you about, well, you know, this is how things go or how things are done at NCA, or but he is also continually giving you little tidbits. We call them Don's Nuggets. Yeah, that's right. And so when you see in your mailbox a little thing that has a little Don signature, it's a moment of joy where your heart kind of leaps and you go.
Well, maybe for you. For me, it's like, oh my gosh, something else he thinks I should take on as the provost. Yeah. So maybe your heart leaps and mine goes, oh, thank you, Don. That's really wonderful.
But I've appreciated over the years all of the little articles about rhetoric and public speaking and Ronald Reagan and John Muir and the wilderness, and so to me, it's a sign that someone is not only appreciative of what you bring, but willing to give of themselves to help other people enjoy life and be stimulated by things that they work with.
And don't forget the birthday and anniversary cards.
That's true.
Every year, without fail, we get a card from Don. So can't ask for a better person than that. Thank you, Don, for all you've done, for all you continue to do, and we love you dearly.
We do. We love you very dearly.
Well, Don, there isn't time allotted to me to say everything that's in my heart, so I'll just say thank you and congratulations. Thank you for all the years of sage advice and calming demeanor and all the ways that you were able to help me through times that I needed help with, both here at Mason and in all the years previous to that. And I'll say congratulations. I hope you have a long, healthy, and happy retirement. And I look forward to hearing from you about everything that's going on in your life post-retirement. Please keep in touch with us.
So this is the roast for Don Boileau? Got it. So I remember that I'm pretty young, and I didn't really know that until I actually thought back today that, oh my gosh, 7 years ago I was actually in your class and I was learning how to become a teacher. And then I thought to myself, well, you know, what can I remember from 7 years ago? And then it suddenly popped into my mailbox today. My final exam, I finally got it back from you, Don. Thank you so much. I could not have gotten a better grade. S for superior, exactly. You know, I kind of thought the other day too, what is it about retirement that's so special? Well, I think I'm going to miss you in retirement just as much as I think you're going to miss me, mainly because I gave you Chick-fil-A every single day of our class. So, I mean, what would you have missed? I mean, how could you have done that without me? I don't know. But I do miss you, Don. It's going to be a long, long journey without you. We are so thankful for everything that you have done for the department. And I, for one, am blessed to have the position that I do have thanks to you. And you will be greatly missed. Thanks, Don.